Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? The cultivator is just finishing over there. I have just used up the very last of the manure that we've got, or the slurry that we've got available from the cows. We now have 21 cows, not 20. Unfortunately, because we have so many pigs now, the cost for looking after the animals has gone up quite a bit, which means that we no longer cover our own expenses with the milk we get from the cows. So we desperately need these pigs to get up to 400 fairly soon. And we the food is looking a little bit more scarce by the day. It's getting dire. We're going to be able to do this. I'm sure that we can do this. At the moment, we're on minus 590 euros. This is all the slurry that we've got, which is not enough to do the new big field. It's a little bit unfortunate, but we'll do what we can in there. I have to go on a little bit further so that I can back around here. I was thinking of doing more coats of slurry over the fields here, but we're not going to be able to do that. I'm going to do as much as we can on the new field, and then I think we're just going to have to accept that we can't get slurry over all of it. So some of the corn is going to have some have slurry spread on it quite as much as we'd hoped, but there's not a lot that we can do about that. So we'll go whizzing on up this way. While we're driving on down, my question for this week, I have the Lely front-mounted mower, and I am planning next week, or well, sometime very soon, either next week or the week after, I am planning to start doing some mowing. We're going to do a big silage harvest so that we can fill up the biogas plant. Well, I say fill up. We are not going to be filling up the whole thing. Rest assured, that's not going to happen. What we're going to do is we're going to get a whole load of silage done over there one way or another. I'm not quite sure how we're going to collect it all yet. I haven't thought about the details yet, but I will do a few extra jobs. I normally spend a couple of hours between each week's episodes doing extra jobs just so that we can move things along. We've got the extra money available for doing the different things. So I'll do my usual couple of hours doing jobs and earn about 100,000 maybe. Maybe a bit more, maybe a bit less. But that's roughly what I've been doing the last few weeks, and that seems to work out quite nicely. It moves things along and you don't get too bored with all of the process. Let me just start this one going, and then we can actually have a look at the weekly question. That's almost perfect, I think. Ideal, right. So I'm going to be buying a mower to go with the Lely front-mounted one that I've got. And the choices are the Pottinger Novacat 302 side-mounted mower, the New Holland Discbine 313, that's a 4-meter trailed mower. I could get the Splendimo 900 butterfly mowers that actually complement the front-mounted one that we've got. The new Kuhn DLC one from the Kuhn pack, the GMD 4411, that is a 4.3 side-mounted mower again. Or the modded Claas Disco 3450 Plus. That one is a 3.4 meter mower, and again it's a side-mounted mower. So we've got a selection of 5 different mowers there. There'll be, the question should have come up here. It's your vote, it's your game. Cast your vote up in the top right-hand corner and head into the comment section down below. Let us know which one you want and why. Now then, we've used a fair bit of this tank full already. I'm wondering if I'll bring back a little bit from the pigs to go on this field as well. I'm not quite sure yet, because I'd like to try and get maximum yield on the sugar beet that we're going to plant up there. But it's only going to be a small field, so we won't use up very much of the slurry spreading on that field. Now that we've... Actually, I tell you what. Now that we've finished doing the cultivating over there, I'm going to go over there and get the cultivator going in the next field. I would like to go and sell the eggs that I've got in the hope that we can get back into positive money. Because there's something else that I'd like to try today. All we have to do now is remember where the sell point for the eggs... Oh, so remember where the sell point for the eggs is. The sell point is just here. The Kirovitz has already run out of slurry. That is every single drop of slurry that the cows have so far produced has now been used up. And we have 2,072 euros. Now we need to see if this is enough money. I am going to lease something. I don't normally lease. This is a buy-only map. However, I didn't want to go and do another job sort of late at night, because doing too many jobs, I think, is kind of... Well, I don't know, it almost feels a bit like cheating, because, yes, I do go and do the jobs and I get reductions on prices and so on, but, yeah, I thought it was a little bit much. So we're going to head back to the shop a second. And there is one thing that I would like to try and lease if we now have enough money. If we do, we won't keep it permanently on lease. It's just kind of what we're going to be doing is we're going to be test driving it, and we can test drive it, and if we like it, we will then buy it. That'll be the next item that we buy, and probably that will have to be next week. Obviously, we're in a state of limbo at the moment with money because we're waiting on the pigs. We can't sell any corn because that has to go into the pigs. We can't sell any pigs yet because we haven't got up to the numbers that we want. So really, we're kind of desperately juggling the money around and trying to keep our farm running, but we can't get any money back for a little while yet. I reckon it's going to be another 24-hour game time to get the pigs up to 200. It will then be 2 days after that to get to 300, and probably another day or so after that to get to 400. So what I might do is sort of speed it up by a couple of days in a little while. I'm not quite sure yet. But anyway, what we want now is to go in here. We're going to go to cars, and it's this one. I have got the Can-Am ATV Apache Track. It's 17,495 euros. 1,399 to lease, and we've only got 58. Oh, you have got to be kidding me. Oh, that is awful. We're 40 euros short. 40. Well, 41, but still. What about finance? Can we do it through finance? I think we've already maxed out. Yes, we've maxed out our loan. This isn't good. We've got no eggs in a backpack or in a coop. How are we going to do this? I need to get just 40 euros. I don't really... Ooh. I'll tell you what, though. Maybe we could take something to the bakery. I'd really like to... I don't want to be selling our crops because we can't afford to do that. I don't... Yeah, well, what do I do? What... Can we sell grass? Can we sell grass direct on the map? I think we can. I think you can take grass and sell it direct on the map. If we can, that's what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to go and get the forage wagon and get a little bit of grass and then sell it at the bale sell point. I think you can sell fresh grass there. I really hope you can. If you can't, we're going to have to try plan B. But I really want to get that ATV so that we can have a look around today. And then I'm just going to carry on with seeding and cultivating and stuff like that. I won't do any more for a minute because obviously the money will start ticking down if we bring back the hired help. So let's go and get some grass. So that I don't even have to take off the front weight and hitch on the mower just to test this. See if we can sell grass at the bale sell point. There is a tiny little bit of grass right here that we had right back at the beginning. I don't know if you remember. We had all that trouble trying to get the leveler to work because it had this 5 litres of grass stuck on it. So this is our test point. We'll take this over now and take it to the bale sell point because we can't sell that there, that pile of green right there. That's chaff, and you can't sell chaff at the bale sell point. I do know that much. But can we sell grass? If we can chuck a bit on the front. Oh, it's going to let us. Is it going to let us? Yes, it's let us. We got 0 euros harvest income from that. 0 euro. Right, but it did let us sell it. So all we need to do is go and put the front mower on and go and do that. And then I can lease that ATV, which is basically just going to be a test drive for the ATV. We can have a run around and we can check it. I wanted to see where we can be cutting grass for our big silage harvest. While we're having a jaunt around with the ATV, what we'll be doing is testing out this... while we're driving the ATV around, what we're going to do is we're going to leave this tractor here going with the seed drill, planting corn, and we're going to put the other tractor going with the cultivator. That is also going to be working. We don't have any slurry left down here. I'd like to take the Kirovits up to the other end and start spreading slurry on the fields that we've got up there. And once the seed drill has done a certain amount, I would also like to... let me just change and lower those. Yeah, once the seed drill has done a certain amount, I'd also like to get the rollers going just to see if we can still actually use the rollers directly behind the seed drill. If we can't, it's kind of pointless having them. It will mean that we'll we get rid of those and we'll just use the weeder, because the weeder does work in the first stage. And if the rollers are basically coded in the same way as the weeder. Now that that's been corrected, we'll only be able to use them in the first stage. So I'm not sure what's going to happen on that front. We'll have to just sort of wait and see, I think. Let me lift that one and spin around. I don't want to get loads doing this. I only want to get enough that we get the 40 euros and maybe have a little bit extra. We are going to go into debt doing this. With the next harvest and everything, we're going to end up going into debt, and we'll probably be in debt for the whole of the next episode. I'll then do a few jobs like I normally do. Spread a bit of fertilizer on these 2 fields here, and go and find some jobs elsewhere to do as well, so that we can earn a bit of money and get whatever we decide to do in our next episode, or next week's episodes going. So what have we got? We got 6,000. I'll keep going. Well, let's just run down to the end. I'll tell you what, I will meet you over and we're at the sell point. We'll see how much we get for this. I was just thinking, I didn't actually need to bother going and getting grass. I could have done this another way. Never mind. Let's dump this in here, and we have got plenty. Right, 600 euros of harvest income, but we didn't need to do that. What we could have done was we could have run over here, we could have chopped down one of these trees and thrown a few logs into our little fire that we got going over there. So next time we're in desperate need of under $1,000, €1,000, that's what we'll do. We'll chuck a few branches into there. Let me just pop this one in here. I'm going to get the seed drill on and get that one started, and then I will head up to the wrong one. I will head up to the dealership and meet you up there. Look at this little beast. Now, I've spent quite a lot of time driving quad bikes. I love driving quad bikes. They are so much fun. But I've never driven one with tracks instead of... Brilliant. Fluffy. So this was Alaska Fluffy. Brilliant. So we got one called Fluffy. It's got a hitch point on it as well, so we could tow a small trailer. I've never driven one with tracks. I'm assuming that this is something to do with ATV that goes on snow as well, because I think the wheeled ones wouldn't be quite so good. Not quite sure. But anyway, let's try this one out. So there we are. We are on our ATV. Can-Am ATV Apache Track. This is brilliant. Let's start it up. Sounds good. I like the sound of it. Let's try the hand. Okay, let's try the handling. And it leans well. Leans well. I wonder if I put it right up to full throttle here. Can it tip over by going fast enough? We're going to get dizzy doing this. It does lean over a lot, but it doesn't actually try to tip if you're going fast. I kind of like that. Oh! Ladies and gentlemen, that is not how you treat your quad bike. Yeah, just in case you didn't realise, doing things like that in real life with a quad bike will actually get you killed. Oh, look at this! Little pictures on the bottom and everything. What is she holding? Is that a fish? I really don't know what that is. Okay, so Fluffy is not looking too healthy. We're going to have to reset that one, unfortunately. So let's go to Fluffy and reset. Okay, yep, and back. And it's just, this is how far we got. We got within walking distance of the dealership, and we had to stop and reset it. So we're going to whiz back to the farm now, and we're going to, with Fluffy, we're going to whiz back. I've got the hired help is already planting. Oh, crumbs. I can't remember if I set it planting corn or if I set it planting something else. I hope I left it planting corn. I will meet you back at the farm. Right, we are back, and I have already checked. That one over there is planting corn, so all is good in the world. And all we need to do now is put this one going. My only concern is that the cultivator is going to drive right down over the end. So I'm thinking that maybe we should turn that way. I know that we end up driving over the neighbour's field if we turn that way, but it might be better than risking driving into the water. I don't know if I should risk this or not. Should I go that way or that way? We'll go the opposite way. Sometimes it is actually good for a field to go the opposite direction, or not the opposite, to go in a crosswise direction, because it stops the field from becoming quite so rough. If you always go in the same direction, the field can end up getting very, very rough, and it's not actually very good. So we will leave that hired help going there. That hired help is... You know what? I really should turn the quad bike off. Let's switch you off a minute. That one has now done half. So we'll get the Belarus here, and we can test these rollers. If the rollers don't work, we will be returning these to the shop and selling them. And that will get us a little bit more money, just to keep us going for a bit longer. Get this mighty Belarus roaring away. There we go. See the wheel spin on it? It's not good to have the wheel spin when you're actually trying to get it to roll the fields, because it digs the seed up and makes a mess, but yeah, there's not really a lot we can do about that. It's just unfortunate. And in real life, it wouldn't spin as much with these rollers. It's just it's just the way that it's working with it at the moment. So I think we can overlook that bit. That's a little sort of indiscretion that we can forgive, I think. Now, I'm hoping that this will work, because if it does, it means that we can roll the fields. We've spread slurry on them. We'll plant them. Then we can roll them to get a second field care status done. And then after we've planted them, after we've rolled them, then goes on to the first growth stage, and then we can use the weeder, and that will get the final field improvement stage done. And so we get 3 stages done on this field here and the one next to us. Some of the big field will get done like that, and then over the other side, hopefully we got enough slurry over there to do a bit of something with. I'm not quite sure what. Now, is this going to work? No! Oh, you're kidding me. Oh, this is terrible. Right, we cannot use the rollers anymore. We've either got to get rid of the rollers, or we've got to get rid of the weeder. And I got to be honest with you, I think I'd rather get rid of the rollers, because they take so much longer to use. And now that they've changed they've updated the game so that weeders can only be used in the first stage, because these are actually classed in the game code as weeders, we can no longer use them. So I will return these after this episode, before the next one. I'll return those back to the shop. They are no longer any use to us, which is a real shame. I am genuinely disappointed about that. That is something I'm not entirely thrilled about. Now, we've got slurry to do up the other end. I've still got the Kirovitz just parked out in the field back there. But I'd really like to take this one on a little jaunt. We're going to go and have a look, and we're going to see what grass is available to cut around the biogas plant. We want to have a good look around there and see what we can find to cut. And we can also see if we can find any sort of places for Fluffy to jump over. But we do need to be careful. We've already rolled her once. We don't want to do it again. I did think, we've got an ATV. So rather than trying to jump it for a minute, let's do some mountaineering with it. This thing is a beast. Look at that. Although, if you have a look, the tracks don't appear to be actually moving quite in sync with the ground, which is a little bit of a shame. Although it's such a minor detail that you barely notice it, but they aren't quite moving in sync with the ground. They're also not rotating to sort of stay flush with the ground, which again is a little bit disappointing, but I feel it's just like a minor annoyance rather than anything else. So let's come down over here. Brilliant. It is really good. I really do like this thing. Let's just go back up here. Let's do a little bit more of this. Up round and up over the top. We'll come down over here. That is excellent. I really do like this thing. I'm really pleased that we've leased it. We will be buying this, I think. I can't think of any reason why we wouldn't. Now we need to bring the map up so that we can take a look. We've got, right, there's a section down here that I wanted to look at. Is it actually squashing the grass or not? It does appear to be squashing the grass a little. So we've got a area of grass here. There's a few trees around here, but we can mow around the trees, and there's quite a lot of grass available. We have another big section of grass available just down here. This is, again, very close to the biogas plant, so I think that this is also a viable area for mowing. Then over here, we've got the sections next to the road. Again, we've got big areas. There are trees there, but they're not completely out of the way. So we could cut there, and we could cut there. Right close to the field, we can't really do, because it does come up and say that you don't own this piece of land. And that does become a little bit of an issue. Let's go up the side here. We've got a couple of stretches along here that we can use, and then it was around this end that I was also hoping for land, and we've got, look at those strips of land down there, all the grass all the way down through there. Most of that we will be able to cut. It's only sort of in this far that you can't cut. There's like one width that you can't actually use. So we've got loads of grass everywhere that we can really get stuck into and use for our silage harvest. There's more over that side of the road there, all the way around field 13 just about. You know, it might even be worth buying field 13 so that we could really... Nope, I don't think it is. It's not worth laying out the money to buy the field. We can cut all of this grass here. A couple of little bits in here. I don't think it's worth messing around with this bit in here. And obviously then this piece here is all been... This is our cropped land now. But then we've got the field here that we've cut once before. So we'll be able to do that one again. So there is our quad bike. We're leasing it at the moment, but we will be buying. We're leasing it because it's basically it's a trial to see if we like the machine or not. And I've decided that we do like it, so we will go ahead and we will purchase it. I'm not just going to lease it and then say, oh, yeah, well, we'll just keep leasing it. That's not going to happen. We will stick to our rules. We buy everything on this map, and so we're going to need to buy this one. As soon as we got, was it 18,000 euros? I thought it was 20,000, but that was in the description from where I downloaded it from. I'm not certain that I've definitely got the original link. I've tried to find the first link that went live, because obviously the others are very often the others are copied. So I'm hoping that I've got the first link, which would mean, you know, if I've got the first link, that means that that should in theory be the first one that was uploaded, and that's the one that I'll include. But if anybody knows that this one has been uploaded on like a private site or something like that before the link that I include in the description, please let me know. I really do want to know. I want to make sure that I do have the original link for any mod that I use. Like the small baler that I added into Goldcrest earlier in the week. The links that I seen mostly weren't the original links, and then when I downloaded the mod, I actually found that they had a link to their website included in the mod description, and so I used that and then went, and that's now the link that you've got in there. I haven't actually included the small baler link in this series because I don't have plans to use the small baler in this series. So I'll just use the mods that I do use for. Well, that's just, and it is just for ones that aren't on the mod hub. If you don't see a link to a mod that I'm using, then just assume it's somewhere on the mod hub. It's likely in the beta section if you can't find it anywhere else. However, I am slowly running out of time. Next episode, I'm going to return those 3 rollers over there because they're obviously no good anymore. I'm going to take this one here. We're going to refill with seed now. It's going to put us into negative equity. Well, we're already in negative equity. Those rollers might help a little bit, but I don't think they're going to make a huge difference by the time we've done all our planting. We've got a load of corn that we need to plant so that we can try to keep up with the pigs, although I really don't think we're going to be able to. I think those pigs are definitely going to eat us out of house and home, which is a little bit unfortunate. But yeah. Once we can start selling the pigs, it's going to make a big difference. That is going to be the big difference, is when we can actually start selling the pigs. And as soon as we can start selling them, I reckon at 400, because I know we've got 300 pigs at the moment on the Goldcrest Valley series, and 300 pigs is getting me 75 pigs per day to sell most days, and then occasionally I only get to sell 50 pigs, so it's $75,000 each day, occasionally it only being $50,000, and that's a lot of money. $75,000 is a huge amount of money. So it'll be the same on this one. We'll probably get a different trailer than the one we've got there. Although I'm not actually... Unless we can get a much faster vehicle, and we can afford a much faster vehicle, I will probably end up just selling the pigs direct on this map rather than using a trailer. And then we can sell that trailer, return it, and not use it anymore. Or we might... Actually, that's today's topic of discussion. I was thinking about this earlier. And that's my timer to say that we're running out of time. Today's topic of discussion, when I come to sell the pigs, I'm thinking that it's kind of most places, big pig producers, wouldn't take the pigs to market themselves. They would have them collected and sell them like that. So I think we should sell them direct from the pig pens first thing in the morning, and we won't do any travelling around with them, but we keep the stock trailer, because if we're going to buy sheep or we're going to buy cattle, and we will be buying sheep and we will be buying more cattle, we would still want to use the stock trailer for doing that. So I feel that we'd still have a use for it, even if we don't use it for doing the pigs. So head into the comment section and have a chat about that one today. What do you think about the stock trailer? Should we use it for all of the pigs? Should we save up and buy a faster vehicle to tow it? Maybe even get a lorry to tow it, because that kind of is really what you would do. You'd get a lorry to do the towing. Yeah. Okay, so that's what you can chat about today. This one here, we now have no slurry left down at this end, so I'm sort of going to give this field up as a bit of a loss at the moment as far as spreading slurry on it. If I have spare slurry up the other end, I might bring down the... yes, I think that's what we'll do. If I've got some spare slurry up the other end, I might bring a load down here and whack it on the field here. Although that would have to be... No, we can't, because that would have to be a later growth stage, and I don't think we can do that. So that field over there is going to have to mostly just be one growth stage, one fertilization stage. Some of it is two, obviously, but that's obviously relying on getting the weeder across it as soon as the crop grows through into the first stage. Because we no longer have any window, any margin for error at all, once the... it goes into the second stage, the weeder is no longer any good. The weeder is limited exclusively to stage 1, and we've got to be careful that we don't make any mistakes on that, because we don't have much margin for error at the moment on this farm. I think really we're going to need to get more cattle. The cattle are the key point, I think, to this map, because they're the ones that are going to be providing us with the most slurry and manure. Even, I mean, we've got like 160 pigs now, 170 pigs. And even then, we're still not getting that much slurry and manure from them. So we'll have to see what 400 provide us. I want to go in here. So, my question for this week, I am going to be making some silage up the other end, as you've seen. And I'd like to know which mower you would like me to use when I do all the mowing for it. So, let's just have a look through here. There we go. Mowers. I have the Lely Splendimo 320FC, which is the front-mounted... Lely mower, and do you want me to use with it the Pottinger Novacat side-mounted mower, the Discbine, the new Holland trailed mower, the Lely Splendimo butterfly mower set, which sort of goes with that one, that would go out either side of the tractor, the new Kuhn DLC side-mounted mower, or a Claas Disco 3450 modded mower. Again, it's a side-mounted one. It's your vote, it's your game. Head into the comment section down below and let us know which one you want. And, of course, don't forget to actually cast your vote in the top right-hand corner. Mouse over it, and you should see the circle with the white circle with the eye in the middle of it. Yeah, I'll take this one up and get it loaded up with slurry so that it is ready for our next episode. And I will sell those rollers as well, so we've got a little bit of money, although I don't really think that we need any desperately at the moment. And we're going to be doing some slurry spreading and more planting and so on in the next episode, so that we can get corn planted everywhere. And we also need to get our sugar beet planted up here. I still think we'll just do one harvest of sugar beet. And the big problem is that we're going to need more money. So obviously I am going to have to, at the end of the week, earn a load more money so that we can lease the sugar beet harvesting equipment and get it up beside the pigs. And we're going to need a bigger trailer as well. We might have to get the a module for this one so that we can overload it straight into this trailer. I think that would be the cheapest way to do it, I think. But anyway, if you've enjoyed this episode, please head down below and give us a like, and if you really enjoyed it, please tell your friends all about me, get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. But until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.